I don't think this is one of those times when they keep on sending them at you, but I don't know that it's not.
Fire button seems to not respond sometimes.
Yeah, you might just have to hammer it the entire time. Jesus, how long does this section want to go for? It's making me mad.
Damn it.
Motherfucker.
My thumb is also a little slimy now too as well.
Hey, look.
I can do this.
I would roll
Mashing...
it for the sake of a Cuban sandwich.
Yeah. Mashing the button seems to work, so I'll just do that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so the thing I said earlier, where if you do well in the shooting gallery, it adjusts the shooting accordingly.
Oh, then I forget to bring the crosshair out. Good thing I don't have to reload.
Yeah. I think you may have it.
It's interesting that they don't have precisely the same pattern every time.
No. Memory alone won't get you through this. Which, I mean, you know, for the sake of the shooting section, would I guess, because that's not a shooting section, it's a puzzle section.
Hmm.
Phew.
Okay.
Alright, so.
Oh. Rex asked when did Gillian get his blaster back?
Well, I mean, random reminded him not to forget his blasters, so I'm sure that's
yeah.
what he did.
They really build a lot of those things, don't they?
They do. Security.
It's probably a good time to save after that.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, I will say a nice thing that they give you your health back after every single shooting segment, which is nice.
And they also let you continue if you fail the shooting segment.
Yes.
So just do it again.
Yes. Don't send you all the way back, which is honestly pretty solid and good game design.
Yeah.
Something that Manhunter did not learn. I guess if you're not sure of what Let's Play to do next, if you want to do one, we could do Manhunter, if you want to see a direct contrast in the gameplay of the same era. In fact, 1 year after Snatcher came out.
It's a thought.
See what you make of it. There's a reason why people don't really talk about Manhunter much these days.
Yes.
It got a sequel, though.
We're back, Mr. Bad Guy. Sorry if you had clicked away or something.
Incidentally, for what it's worth, if you look at the technical specs for the blaster, it does sort of reload, but it's implied to be being done between, you know, shooting sections, because it's got like a miniature. It's not quite a magazine. It's like a small magazine. Someone doing a magazine and a battery that goes in the handle of the gun. I think I said last time that in the prequel, in the radio play, John Jack doesn't have a blaster. He does, but that's just because he's friends with Harry. And you can hear that it's an earlier model of blaster, because someone asks him to make sure that it's loaded. And you hear the sound of a chamber being opened, and like... it sounds like a revolver being loaded, so it's an earlier model blaster.
It died again.
I seem to be some sort of... Really?
Yes, really.
Wait.
What? It's coming back.
No, it's back. We're getting hiccups, not actual drops. Man, what is with the internet today?
I have no
idea. Is it internet or is it OBS being extra bad?
I don't know, because I haven't had any trouble hearing you this whole time.
Oh, okay. It's an outgoing signal issue.
R&D communicating. Like I have another computer open with the chat open, and I've had no trouble talking to anybody in chat that way.
No, exactly. It should be fine.
Has to be some kind of issue on my end.
I guess.
It looks like it's stabilized at least, or at least
All right.
I probably shouldn't say that.
That's
But
whatever.
it didn't.
I'm not a superstitious man.
Didn't die outright, so I guess we'll continue.
Yeah. There's a section in this part of the game, in the Japanese versions, at least the earlier ones, there's a section where you can take a wrong turn in this duct maze, and you end up with this oddly out of place comedy scene where Gillian's also like crunched up into a ball and like in this weird legs over the top of his head pose. It looks really goofy. And Metal's like, so like, Gillian, what are you doing? Stop messing around. And Gillian's like, no, take a picture. I don't think I can hold this pose for long. I don't know why it's in there.
What in the world?
You mean Rumble takes
the
it?
city's long-abandoned subway system.
You mean Queen's Hospital and this were connected?
Yes, it would appear that the Snatchers were using this to move from place to place. This would provide them with the perfect way to move about while still avoiding the ultraviolet rays they hate so much. We should have realized this sooner. The city is crisscrossed by the tube liners' old lines, and since they are abandoned, the Snatchers could move undetected as well.
Aha! That's how those two we caught a glimpse of at the abandoned factory where Gibson was killed were able to disappear so quickly. They must have used this subway.
That would appear to be correct. The tube liner passes underneath that factory site as well. That would also explain why sand from the factory was in the air duct at the hospital.
So this is the trick they were using to stay out of the sun and avoid being seen while they moved around.
Now we know why it took so long to uncover them.
All right, let's follow the subway. We should be able to get out when we get to the nearest station.
Think of Gillian saying bloody. Like, it's the thing that Americans say, but anytime I imagine someone saying bloody with an American accent, it sounds weird to me. Like, I can only hear it in, like, the literal sense. Like a bloody steak.
We do not often use the word in this way.
It was one of the things that was made the Canadian English dub of Dominion Tank Police so interesting, was when the characters would say bloody.
Oh, Canadian English
seemed-
dub with Dominion Tank Police. Interesting.
Yeah, that's the one that I think a lot of us got, where they had like Sean Barrett and Bill DeFries and Mark Smith doing the voices. I think that's one that most people got. I'm glad that Sean Barrett's still alive. He's still kicking and doing work in FromSoft games, so good for him.
We're probably lost. Thanks, Metal Gear.
Well, at least it's linear. I want to say, like, I get on the Snatcher's case for being stupid. The fact that no one thought to check the subway tunnels for things that hate sunlight.
Yeah.
I can attribute some of that to, like, the last 4 months, the person in control of the department being a Snatcher themselves. There really shouldn't be any trains down here. Yeah. I think it was a nice touch that for the very brief period that you were traveling with random, you got an extra set of footsteps when you went from place to place.
Oh yeah.
You got like the Metal Gear Perfect Cell footprints. You got Gillian steps, and you had sort of a more sort of a boot, motorcycle boot sort of footstep as well when you were briefly with random. That was kind of cool.
I like how the talk option was removed after that one.
Yes. The again for the time, the little interface screws that they do in Metal Gear is kind of and in Metal Gear in Snatcher is kind of fun.
Look, metal, light!
Yes, but this doesn't look like a station.
There's a ladder.
Where do you suppose it leads, Gillian?
It
I don't
leads
have
up.
the slightest, but let's climb it and see.
All right. Now climbing the ladder. We seem to have
Oh.
emerged into an odd place.
Yeah.
Wait, this room.
It's Freddie Nielsen's bathroom. He was using this shaft from the bathtub to get down into the subway. So that's how he did that.
Ah, yes. As I recall, after you disposed of Lisa, he somehow entered the apartment without using the regular entrance.
Which he accomplished by using this secret passage into his bathtub.
The bathtub must be of a double construction. The bottom is actually a lid. When they wanted to hide the passage, all they needed to do was fill the tub. And to get in and out, they would just drain the water into another tank.
Jeez. Double bottom bathtubs? Abandoned subways? Snatchers really go out of their way to stay out of the sun.
Okay, Gillian, let's head outside.
At least the junk crew did their job properly. Oh, 55 years ago. The exact same age as John Jack Gibson during his death.
Isn't that exactly how long ago Lucifer Alpha broke loose?
Yes, yes it was. Well remembered.
There was no hint of a connection before this. Interesting. But I mean, they did conservation of detail. They wouldn't have told us about Lucifer Alpha. It wasn't important.
Correct. It's me being oddly single-minded, I realize, but the aesthetics of the booth seating, the sudden switch to technology, the map on the wall, and the potted plant, it makes me think so much of Planet